Hi everyone. After reading my own book, I realized that there were few running themes and underlying threads within the book that I wanted to lend my 2 cents on and give a little bit of my gyan. And these underlying themes and these underlying threads within the book, quite related to what the book is general life lessons about navigating different phases through life, building your own belief systems, your own value systems, and then questioning it as you go through these different phases, right? And one of the underlying themes that I found quite strikingly dominant was the things that nobody tells you what it means to be human, right? I think we're all born, we're put into this world, pretty much being an infant, and our whole lives we are trained to be dependent, right? And I think we all have these moments where it suddenly dawns on you that we are pretty alone most of the times, right? Some of us do get very lucky with very loving support systems, friends, family, siblings, sometimes co-workers as well, right? But not all of us are as lucky too. And these are those moments where you realize that there is no guide out there. While there is education, there might be content, courses, life coaches, some friends giving you advice, people having experiences outside of your own self, right? So all this information is pretty much there, but how do you know, right? How would you know what fits your ethos, what fits your life story, right? And so this is something that I went through personally, and this is why I'm speaking out. Hopefully it might help any of you. So one important subset under what nobody tells you about being human is this specific phase where you are becoming a new person, a new version of yourself, and you are on this path of shredding your old self, letting go, of who you used to be, right? So these changes you will notice might come in pretty gradually, but pretty strongly. You might also notice a lot of environmental changes. You might notice a dip in your interest towards things that you absolutely used to love to do, and then you don't like doing those things anymore, right? So you will notice these changes in you gradually. And I think every decade you might see this churn of personality that you go through, and eventually you keep becoming a finer version of your own self. The hope is at least a finer version, right? And this is, of course, for all the thinking individuals out there who really want to put in, the inner work and the good work to be standout humans at the end of the day. But nevertheless, nobody tells you about the grief that one goes through on this metamorphosis, this change that you go through, becoming a new version of yourself, right? This is something what a lot of spiritual teachers call the hermit stage, and it is something that I personally went through. And it is a phase where you are automatically choosing solitude, you are automatically choosing boundaries, you are automatically confining yourself and limiting yourself to things that you would have otherwise normally done in your day-to-day life, right? So you kind of look inwards more. You are doing all the inner work, and you find yourself changing, you find yourself cracking. For me at least, it was a complete breakdown of so many thought systems and so many perspectives and so many notions of life, of people, of everything that I did have, and very righteously if I had to say so. But it made me question. This phase made me question my thinking, right? And through this entire process, you do find yourself feeling sad, okay, because nobody loves change. Nobody loves their weaknesses, to be glorified, or nobody wants to be told they're wrong. Everyone wants to be loved, wants to be right, and wants to be the greatest. But this hermit stage will push you into facing your weaknesses, into facing these low moments in your life, and cracking it and questioning it, and then letting them go with grace. And it can take any amount of time, but I did go through it. And so my 2 cents is to always, I've always written about it as well. There's a poem in the book called Pain. I think, more than your happy moments, you need to cherish and value your moments where you are in pain, and all your failures, because I think failures and pain and anything that brings you down is only going to make you a stronger person, is only going to help you expand your life into ways and into horizons that you would not even have imagined, right? And yes, so the hermit stage will teach you the beauty of solitude. The hermit stage will teach you what it is to sit with your weaknesses. The hermit stage will teach you to sit in silence. The hermit stage will make you so empowered, because your dependency on anything external will subside. So this will also show you, if you are on the actual path, or a spiritual path, or you're doing this very consistently, you will notice changes in your environment, right? So you will notice people around you. You might lose a lot of friendships, you might lose few relationships. People might not understand you. You might be counted in as a bore, or you might be unrelatable on some level, right? But you need to accept these changes. You need to let go, and you need to let go with grace. You need to let go of your old self with grace and respect, and you need to basically empty out whatever that you were carrying about your own self. All your notions, all your beliefs, all of this is emptied out for the new to come in. And until and unless you are not completely emptied out, there cannot be a new you or a changed you, right? So treat yourself with respect and grace. It is okay to grieve, in these moments of change. It is nerve-wracking. It is a daunting task to even go through any of this. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the light only shines brighter when you are truly working on yourself and you're in it for real self-love and growth. And so this is one of those things nobody tells you about how to be human. And I will try to pick your brains on more such topics, and hopefully I did make some sense. Thank you.